Hey everybody, I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're
Witches Talking Tarot.
And tonight we are talking about pumpkins. A little bit of history, a little bit of folklore, a little bit of magic. You know how we roll. Pumpkins, yo. Like, 'tis the fucking season for pumpkins, man.
It really
is.
is. I had read, doing research for this, that I think it was 1.8 million or multiple millions of pumpkins are harvested every year and sold only in the month of October in America.
I believe that. I was surprised to learn that China is apparently a leading pumpkin producer, producing 6 or 8 million pounds of pumpkins a year. But pumpkins are one of the oldest cultivars, one of the oldest cultivated crops that humankind has, because some sources said 5 to 7,000 years BCE. So not 5 to 7,000 years ago, but 5 to 7,000 BCE, which would be, okay, never mind. Now I get why the conflicting with what I read, because one thing said 5 to 7,000 BCE, or 500 to 700,000 BCE. But 5,000 to 7,000 BCE is when they were cultivated. Something else said 8 to 10,000 years ago.
That's what I
But when
read,
you do the fucking math, that's that same time period. So one thing said the amount of years, one thing said the years they were. And
actually,
my brain
that
read
makes
it,
sense.
Yeah, my brain read it as 5,000 to 7,000 years ago, not 5,000 to 7,000 BCE. But mathematically, that works out. So anyway, 8 to 10,000 years ago, they were cultivated in South America and the southern part of the United States, and they were a staple food here.
And they originate in the Americas, which is fucking awesome.
They're an American food,
right?
Yeah,
which is
potatoes.
Why
not Irish, American.
The original jack-o'-lantern wasn't made with pumpkins.
Yes.
The Irish immigrants came over and they brought their tradition of making jack-o'-lanterns, and then they saw a pumpkin was like, hey, this shit is a lot
way better
easier
than turnips. One thing I learned in this, so I thought that jack-o'-lanterns originally were turnips, right? Which they were. But also just lanterns in general for the poor in Ireland and the British Isles were turnips, because it was way cheaper than metal lanterns. And they weren't likely to catch fire because it's like this
liquidy
vegetable.
Yeah.
But pumpkins, way better at being both a lantern and a jack-o'-lantern.
Yes.
Which is a specific kind of pumpkin, because pumpkins are a gourd and a squash, and they are the same genus as the spaghetti squash, the acorn squash, the zucchini, and the yellow
cucumber.
Squash. Yeah,
that was
surprising.
Shocking. Yeah.
Well, the cucumber doesn't surprise me because of the zucchini. If it wasn't for the zucchini, I would be more shocked at you saying cucumber, because I did not read cucumber, but I did read zucchini. So, which in and of itself was very surprising to
Well, and there's
me.
multiple types of pumpkins as well. There's the traditional orange pumpkin that we know, and then there's green pumpkins and yellow pumpkins and white pumpkins.
I have a bunch of those on my porch, because I did not get any carving pumpkins this year because I fucked up. I have pie pumpkins, which are sweeter and smaller than a jack-o'-lantern, but very much look just like a shrunken down jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, which is the carving type of pumpkin. But the carving type of pumpkin that we enjoy is bred from those green and gray and knobby orange pumpkins that we see as decorative gourds that you don't typically eat. And I learned in this that the difference between a squash and a gourd is simply the gourd is what you don't eat and the squash is what you do eat, and pumpkins get referred to as both because they are both decorative and eaten. And I think that's what's always fucked me up on the difference between a squash and a gourd, because I was like, well, gourds are what you don't eat, except pumpkins are gourds, so wait a minute, you eat pumpkins. But the Cinderella pumpkin, I did not realize, was a big red pumpkin. And it is a different breed than the pumpkin that we are aware of that is related to zucchini and all the other aforementioned, I will not relist, vegetables. Or fruits, I'm sorry.
I did not know
fruits.
That either.
And it is a fruit. And in the history, it was mostly used for its seeds, which makes sense. And
oh, absolutely.
I'm sure that skin that we like to eat, or the meat that we like to eat, got thicker as we did things to the plant, which is why originally the seeds were the most coveted thing. But like,
when you say it's a fruit, and I'm like, that makes sense. It's kind of sweet. It's not like super sweet, but like I don't like savory pumpkin because of the sweetness that comes with.
Well, and pumpkin. I mean, I just call it a fruit. I don't think
it's
of it
got
as a fruit,
seeds,
but it's got seeds on the inside, so technically it's a fruit, which I was reminded during this research, so I thought I'd say it to put it out there for anyone else who always forgets that pumpkins are
I've seen these recipes for pumpkins where people hollow them out and then bake something in them. Have you done that?
No, but I want to. That was one of the original ways of making pumpkin pie. Was you would put cream and spices in the pumpkin and then sit it in the hearth to cook.
Oh, really?
And then you'd scoop out the insides and eat it, and that sounds fucking amazing.
That sounds delicious. Oh my gosh.
It sounds about as delicious as this cream cheese pumpkin bannock I made. Now, I've never done this. I am too. That's breakfast. Or dessert. I'm sorry. I didn't expect it to be so chewy, but I should have known. I've made the pumpkin bannock before. I think we might have even eaten it on the show before.
I think we have too, or maybe it was during Alive. I don't know. It was so good.
See, I think we made it during Alive and then ate it either on the show or in between episodes. But either way, I thought, since I was making a pumpkin bannock, and we were doing our episode on pumpkins, it would be a good time to eat the pumpkin bannock because it's gotten so late.
And the thing about pumpkins is you can have them savory or you can have them sweet. I know some people like pumpkin ravioli, pumpkin.
Oh God, so good.
Lasagna. I'm thinking of a lot of Italian foods right now.
You can pumpkin soup. I love a good pumpkin soup.
Oh yeah,
like pumpkin and butternut squash, like the pureed soup. You know what I mean?
That shit got me fucked up with my cousin Ariana when we tried it. It tasted like a savory pumpkin spice. We butchered that soup.
Oh, you'll see, and that's the thing about like spicing it, right? If you spice it like a pumpkin pie or something, then you're gonna have that mental. You know what I mean? But if you can say like you can cook it with onions, like pumpkin with onions is very good.
I like savory sweet potato. I love savory sweet potato, so I imagine it's very similar.
Right, exactly, because you can have a sweet potato pie and you can have a pumpkin pie.
Right.
They taste about the same. Like, I mean, there is a difference. The sweet potato pie is definitely sweeter and has a slightly different texture. But my husband has, on multiple occasions, to the point that our daughter does not trust a pumpkin pie that she has not watched being made, he has tricked her into eating sweet potato pie because it is easier to make. You know what I mean? It's easier to deal with sweet potato than the pumpkin.
Well, they have the same color, same texture, same everything.
Yeah, they do. They really do. Especially the meat, like the flesh that you eat. But I learned in this research, and I did not know before, that every single part of the pumpkin is edible. Now, I knew the seeds were edible, and I knew the meat was edible.
The seeds, the flesh, the skin, and
the leaves.
The leaves and the... Oh, I already said stem. What the fuck? Yeah. The leaves and the stem.
I did not know that the leaves and stem were edible.
I feel like I knew that the leaves
were... I'm pretty sure the flowers are, too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can...
Not all flowers are edible. Do not go eat flowers and think you will survive. Some are poisonous.
I've seen recipes where people fry the flowers.
Yeah. Oh, squash flowers fried? That's like a southwestern delicacy, to my understanding. And something I learned, which I did not think before this research, in New England, like the pilgrims and the other colonizers that came over, they really loved pumpkin up in New England. They really understood it to be a good staple food because it survives the New England winters like other foods do not, right? So you can grow them and then you can store them. And now as things are really rough and bleak, they would eat the pumpkins. There's actually like this... there's actually some poem that was like, how about they eat pumpkins in the morning and pumpkins in the afternoon and turnips at night. So they still brought their turnips and ate their turnips too. But they enjoyed the pumpkins. Whereas in Europe, they thought of the pumpkin as a poor man's food. And one thing you wanted to talk about was with Europe and pumpkins.
What was that? They didn't have pumpkins originally. They actually came from travelers from the Americas to the UK and in that area. So all the pumpkin Halloween traditions are pretty much strictly American.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And because they have spread, traditions with pumpkins have spread so far throughout the world that we have a lot of pumpkins grown. Like, China grows like 8 million a year. India grows like 4 to 6 million a year. The U.S. alone in October deals with 1.8 million a year, and that's just 1 month. We have pumpkins in November and December. That's tradition, and part of it's because of the fact that pumpkins were a staple food up in the Northeast, and they did eat a lot of pumpkin dishes, and so then during holidays they did have a lot of pumpkin dishes. And you know what I learned about Thanksgiving during the research for pumpkins?
What?
Surprisingly to me, Thanksgiving didn't take off in the South very much, or didn't originally take off in the South, which is funny because when I think of a Thanksgiving, I think of a Southern Thanksgiving. Yes, right?
Yep.
But because Abraham Lincoln was the one who instituted Thanksgiving
they're like,
as a national,
fuck that guy.
as a national holiday, most Southerners did not initially celebrate or appreciate Thanksgiving, and now we are back to most of the nation, or the nation's torn, not most of. There is a big rift about the Thanksgiving, and check out October Pod's Thanksgiving episode where I may be a little irreverent, but
I feel like Thanksgiving has changed its definition. Now it's just like it's an excuse for families to get together and
offer thanks.
Yes.
Right. And like be grateful about everything you have, even though things are going wrong.
Right.
Be grateful about what you have, because when you only focus on what you don't have, you're only going to get things you don't have or you don't want. You know what I mean? You have to focus on that which you want to attract to you. And Thanksgiving is a great way to get in that gratitude mindset, I think. But a lot of people hear Thanksgiving and they automatically go, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. It's this, celebration of something really bad.
Not anymore. Maybe it originally was.
And like I refer on October Pod, I referred to it as the fable of the Pilgrims and the Indians. Although most people are like, that Thanksgiving dinner isn't what was really eaten. According to one food historian, there was absolutely most likely pumpkin at the first Thanksgiving, 100%. Pumpkin was eaten in the Northeast a fuck ton. There's even a pumpkin called the Massachusetts field pumpkin. Nice. Which is more closely related to zucchini than it is the red Cinderella pumpkin.
I'm just over here like, be a fat ass for a minute. Beans, greens, tomatoes. Dude, I'm so ready for the homemade macaroni that I make. Nobody else makes it. Mashed potatoes, turkey. Thanksgiving is the only fucking... only day in the year, because I'm a fucking weirdo, that I allow my food to touch. I do not like my food touching. I just really don't. But if it's Thanksgiving, it all tastes so good mixed together.
Gravy goes on everything on that plate. Exactly! Maybe not everything. I'm excited to make my own cranberry dressing again this year. I know that's not pumpkin,
I talked about that with my grandpa.
Like, because last year I made my own cranberry dressing and it had cream in it. And it was fucking good.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving this year? Anything in particular? What was
Roz wants a lamb.
Okay.
The year that we're going to be out of a job, she wants a lamb leg. Yeah. Sorry, guys. My company that I work for is closing, and I will not be working by Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is on my oldest daughter's birthday, and so she always gets to pick what we eat.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I feel like one year you did seafood.
We do. We do it all different. One year we had a big old lamb roast and prawns. When Corey's brother came to visit us, it was when we bought our first house. It was great. It was great. It was his brother and I both did the stupid okay, so this lamb roast is roasting on one of those countertop roasters, right? And it smells so good, and there's like wine in there, and it's so aromatic, right? And it's really fucking hot in there because it's roasting. And one of the two of us, I think I did it first, but I'm not sure. It might have been his brother first. One of the two of us lifts up the lid so we can smell it, takes in a face full of god awful hot steam, burns the shit out of our entire face. The other one's like, God damn, are you okay? That looks like it hurt.
My God.
Waits a couple minutes, get back to talking and visiting, sat and seen him for a while.
Does the same thing.
We both did the same fucking thing right after watching the one. And I still can't remember which one of us did it first, but I will take the blame. I think it was him, but I'll take the blame, But yeah, that was funny. That was good. But we have pumpkin pie, but we always make it from pie pumpkins because pie pumpkin is so much better than canned pumpkin, guys. If you can get you some pie pumpkins you gotta get them before the grandmas get them.
Yeah,
you gotta get them before the grandmas get them. Once the grannies start buying them, you're out of luck.
One of the years that I hosted Thanksgiving, I went a week early to get all the stuff I needed. Grandmas. That's what was there. Grandmas with lists. I said, I'm hosting my first Thanksgiving. Oh, okay, here's what you need to do. Start cooking now. Put it in the fridge. Granted, I didn't do that because I want something fresh. I want something fresh. But she's like, I'm specifically...
I'll prep some things the day before.
She says she's specifically talking like pasta salad and shit that has to stay in the fridge. If it marinates a little bit, then it's good. Personally, I'm not going to do that. Also, I think this lady probably had like 50, 60 people she was cooking for.
Yeah, no, not doing that. I'm just gonna kill myself. And we don't eat at typical time, but this isn't a Thanksgiving episode. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys.
But you can't, the reason we're doing pumpkins is because Thanksgiving's coming. Like, you can't have Thanksgiving and pumpkins, they go hand in hand. And
so the magical aspect of pumpkins can be abundance.
Yep.
Protection.
Protection, because the shell, but fertility, those seeds. And you can use the seeds.
For divination?
Well, for divination, but also they're so big, you can actually, write on them. You can consume that which you want to seed within your life. You can use the seeds for anything to bring new abundance into your life, unless it has to do with banishing something else from your life, in which case, do not use pumpkin seeds for that. If it also involves, if you think that you need to move on from something to grow, then don't do, pumpkin seeds aren't for that. But if there's no leaving something, no getting away from something you think is bad for you, then pumpkin seeds are great for abundance workings. And roasted pumpkin seeds are so fucking
They
good.
are, and they're great with connecting to the spirit world, connecting to, or with divination, you know what I mean? Maybe have a pumpkin spice latte before you do that tarot reading.
Maybe. Also, when you are making your pepitas and you're about to roast them, use your cinnamon and your ginger and write out intentions and then mix it into the whole batch. So while you're snacking, you're eating in your good intentions.
Absolutely.
And they're so good for you. They're even believed to get rid of parasites.
Oh, they absolutely get rid of parasites. You can make a pumpkin seed tincture and take that when you feel like you need a release for 3 days. It's amazing. It's even better than oregano oil. I've thought about making a pumpkin seed tincture. I really have.
I just love pumpkin seeds. They're good.
Oh, they're good. And if you eat them, it's a very you're going to get them in your system. You know what I mean?
And I mean, pumpkin it's worldwide at this point. But here where we live in America, it is very much an integral part of all aspects of life here, especially during the winter and prospering through those hard winters and surviving. And so using that intention or that energy, it feeds right into your magic, just like you're feeding it into yourself, which I think is beautiful when anything comes full circle like that. And I also love how it permeates our folklore. We've got Cinderella in a pumpkin. We've got Peter Pumpkin Eater had a wife but couldn't keep her. put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well, which was one of my favorite nursery rhymes because it baffled me. And in this research today, and I didn't look further into it because I was like, maybe we'll do a whole episode where we do a couple of little weird fucked up rhymes.
Okay, yeah, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Because, like, I knew the Peter, I didn't know the whole thing, and I'm just sitting here like,
put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well.
Because he's a pumpkin eater. So he's eating his wife. Am I wrong?
Oh my god, you're so sexual. I didn't even think about that.
That's why it's like Peter, pumpkin eater.
Had a wife and couldn't keep her, put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well. Well, maybe he had the pumpkin shells because he already ate the pumpkin out of it. But, like, because what I read today said something about it, like, alluding to him murdering her, which is why it bothered me as a kid, because I was like, why did he put her in a pumpkin shell? Is she dead? Is she alive? I pictured her in a prison of a pumpkin, like, pumpkin that's carved out as a prison, and he kept her there because he's a fucking psychopath!
I'm gonna say I think that the trending Halloween costumes affected the way that I saw it, because, you know, you always see, like, there's a guy that says, like, Peter, and then his wife is dressed as a pumpkin or whatever. So maybe that's what influenced my thought. I love that.
I think it's funny.
Because
it's just so funny.
I saw those, and then you say the full rhyme, and then I'm like, oh my god, that's why they made those fucking costumes. Like, it just all clicked. It took a minute for me. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, now I vote that we do an episode where we cover like 2 or 3 little nursery rhymes like that and the origin.
Some of them are so fucked up, dude.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? With silver shells and cockle bells and pretty maids all in a row. Now these are kinds of flowers, but also you're just watching these pretty maids grow. This sounds creepy. Again, baffled the mind.
Right. Well, I mean, if you even look at Jack and Jill, dude. Bitch fell down, bumped her head, had a fucking seizure probably, and then Jill came tumbling after, one of them. Mm-hmm. Okay, did the other one fall on accident as well, or did they just kill themselves because their other one? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? They're all fucked up.
I don't know, but I'm interested.
Mother Goose hated children.
I love Mother Goose.
I love her too.
I do. Like, it's but baffles the mind, those nursery rhymes. Like, 4 and 20 blackbirds baked into a pie. They really did that, y'all. They really fucking did that.
What about Humpty motherfucking Dumpty?
Right? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. That traumatized me as a child, I won't lie.
I just always assumed, like, I think it's because of pop culture surrounding it that he was an egg. But it doesn't say he was an egg. It never says he was an egg. You see what I'm saying?
That's so fucked up.
I know! Like, I just always assumed he was an egg.
He has to be an egg.
He has to be, because if he's not...
Or is he made of glass? Oh my god, does he have the glass bone disease? And that's
why, like... a person that had a fucking seizure?
Oh my god. Or is he not even real? He's like a doll and he just came apart. I don't know. Interesting things
It is.
Pumpkins, they're in a lot of our pop culture, you know? There's the Peter Pumpkin.
What's that trick or treat thing you like? I haven't watched.
The movie?
Yeah, isn't it a pumpkin head or is it a scarecrow?
No, he's got like a bag over his head.
Okay,
like
I thought it was a
burlap sack kind of thing. He does kind of have a scarecrow look, but pumpkins are very important because of the folklore with pumpkins and how the light within the pumpkin as the lantern keeps evil spirits away and provides protection because the pumpkin provides protection. That's why we have the protective association with it because of the shell and also because of how it works well. And it also protects us from the cold, hard winters. And it protects us from starvation, which I guess is kind of the same thing, but not entirely. You know what I mean? Like, I really enjoy pumpkins. They're good. And that pumpkin bannock was fucking fire.
Just because you don't like pumpkin spice, don't be a hater, y'all. Like, I love...
Oh, please keep talking.
I love a pumpkin spice latte. Let me like my pumpkin spice latte.
But also... Have you tried a pumpkin spice something that's not like pre-made with sugar at Starbucks, blah, blah, blah. Because I did. I had spices with coffee that was pumpkin spice flavored. And then I added my own things where I only add heavy cream. I've never liked pumpkin spice before because it's always been too sweet, just too sweet for me. But with just my cream and the spices of pumpkin spice, I loved that. And now, I guess it's the season I can drink some pumpkin spice so I don't start peppermint mocha too soon.
I just finished a peppermint mocha coffee creamer, but it's okay. I switched back to pumpkin.
So. Yeah, I mean, it's pumpkin. Like, that pumpkin bannock was fire. I am sorry, like, not to toot my own horn, but, like, I was, like, savoring that crust. Like,
oh, yeah, that was super good.
It didn't have too much ginger. It almost did, y'all. I almost had a hunk like that big. I shit you not. But, I mean, other than the fact that, I mean, pumpkins are used, they are used in so many cultures throughout the world. They are kind of a name. They grow in every continent except Antarctica, even though they started here. You know, I mean, there's just so much that that you could talk about. I tried to find some interesting facts, but I didn't find anything like more interesting than what we had already discovered in one of our very first YouTube videos, which was that pumpkins did not exist in Europe back when Halloween originally was concepted as Samhain, but that it was an American food. And yeah, I didn't really find a whole lot of. I mean, they're super good for you, like full of vitamins and lots of good things that they're good for your eyesight. They're. What did I read? Oh my god, I've read
the sacral chakra.
Well, they are good for the sacral chakra. Anything like if you need to work on your sacral chakra, orange, eating orange, wearing orange. Orange is my power color. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they are integral to almost every way of life in one way or another, it seems. That's very interesting. And they're very important to human history, I mean.
I think that's a good way to end it. What do you think?
I think so.
Do you like pumpkins? Do you like pumpkin pie? Let us know in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads at Witches Talking Tarot.
You can find us on, did you just say patreon.com?
No.
You can find us on patreon.com/Witches Talking Tarot and support this show for as little as $6 a month. Thank you very much to Death by DVD.
Victoria.
We appreciate your patronage on patreon.com. And you can find us on the X at Classiest Witches because we are the classiest witches you know. So, thank you for coming to sit a spell.